Hello and welcome to this Sunday's program. As I advertised, it's gonna be about YMCA and me. Donald Trump has brought this my story into memory. I have even forgotten the route I took to get to where I am today. Okay, before I start, I just bless this program. Father, we thank you for bringing us to this point, for waking us up in the morning, for seeing us through our day. And we just praise and worship you and glorify your holy name. We thank you for this program. We pray that everything will go well and work well for your glory, and we will all glorify your holy name. Bless those who will come to listen and bless those who will be listening later. We thank you in Jesus' name, I pray. Yes, it is about my journey with the YMCA organization. I just young man, there's no need to keep down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're not in town. There is need to be born happy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you shut off your door, you can stay there. And I'm sure I will find ways to have a good time. Okay, just give you a little bit of my love with a song from the village people. Later on, I'll be explaining the song and the words to you. The YMCA stands for Young Men's Christian Association, and it was founded in London by Sir George Williams, a drapery worker. What's a drapery worker? It's people who are responsible for making drapes that you hang in a window, curtain down. That's what they call draper, the people who do those things. So he was really concerned about the welfare of his colleagues. So he set up a prayer and Bible group. This program is very interesting to know how, because a lot of people have been singing the YMCA and majority of them don't even know the roots of this organization, and many of them have never ever come across anybody who had contact with the YMCA organization. Okay, now I'm going to sort of read a little bit of the history of the YMCA. Sir George Williams started a prayer and Bible study group which grew to attract men from across London. And during the early years, the YMCA began to address the concerns of young men working in the cities, such as public public lectures, education. That's the way they were addressing these young men, because they find out that these men's welfare were not actually met. Providing classes and reading rooms for people to actually educate themselves, and also refreshment areas. Okay. And also what George Williams did, he actually introduced the racket ball, which is a sort of game. So he invented that sport. And those who know YMCA, they know they are into activities and sports and things like that. So also another man who actually introduced sports into the YMCA is Joseph Sobek, and he introduced the volleyball to the YMCA. So, right, okay. So I just read here what it says. Joseph Sobek, a tennis, handball, and squash player who worked in a rubber manufacturing factory, was dissatisfied with the option for sports in Greenwich, Connecticut. He could not find squash players of his caliber, and he did not care particularly for handball. So in 1850, in 1950, sorry about the date, he designed a short stringed, how you call it now, racket, using a children's toy rubber ball, and created rules for the new game using the handball courts. Okay. So the, the, the racket ball, that he created, he called his new sport paddle rackets. I don't know if any of you know about the paddle rackets. I've heard about it, but I've never used it. I've never played it. It's a different game I was playing when I was a little bit younger. So the sport really took off in the 1970s, and there are estimated 15 million players worldwide. So you see, whatever you do, when you start something, it does help people to progress. The YMCA expanded globally and spread outside London, and branches were set up in Manchester and Leeds. The YMCA spread across the globe after links were made at the Great Exhibition in London. So they actually started the first World Conference. The first YMCA World Conference was organized in Paris in 1855. The conference produced the Paris Basis, as they call it, an agreement about aims of the YMCA. Later on, I'll get into how I got to have this relationship with the YMCA. The first holiday center was established on the Isle of Wight in the Isle of Wight in 1873. That after they had invented the sports, the YMCA racquetball, which was created by Joseph Sobek in the 1950s. YMCA's global movement, as many people would know that the YMCA is everywhere. It's the most efficient organization I've ever come across. The global movement has grown into a global phenomenon. The YMCA now active in 120 countries and reaching 65 million people worldwide. And I'm proud to have been part of that movement. I have to say I have President Trump to bring to memory the YMCA. At various stages, I have been with the YMCA, and the YMCA have been in my life, as I would say. I have a story with the YMCA, and that I'm going to get into how I got involved with the YMCA. I would say it's by divine possibilities. It was in the late 70s I joined the YMCA training training school, and I went to study English language, oral and written, and also English literature, and also typewriting. And I was actually in the highest stage of that study. In that YMCA classes, I was taught how to dress properly as a lady, and I appreciate that. But this was in Africa. It just goes to show you how this movement went all over the world and helped so many young people to develop. And it's not only for men, women were all trained in various areas of social skills. When I was there, when I finished my studies, I sat for the RSA examination and I had distinction in every subject. So where I was working, I had an increased salary, because whenever you go through an examination and you passed on it, your salary will be increased. Okay. So let me fast forward to 2000. In 2000, I actually got a job, and this job was with the YMCA. I could not even think about how they had helped me when I was at my youth stage. But that training I had when I was young helped me to carry out my duties. Anyway, I got this job at the London YMCA as a resettlement officers. Now, my job was to resettle refugees, young people who are homeless, and everything. And I have to teach them life skills. And just like the way I was taught when I was in my youth, I had to teach them how to prepare for their new accommodation. I have to find accommodation for them for long-term stay. I have to teach them how to behave in society, social issues, and many, many other things I have to teach them. That's what a resettlement officer does. You just don't find the accommodation and plunk them into the accommodation. You have to prepare them to get to their new found home. So YMCA doesn't mean that when you go to the YMCA, you stay there for life. You don't stay there for life. You are prepared for your future life. You are engaged in activities. And during that time while I was working at the YMCA, we usually take them to various places, such as the O2. They go to places like the libraries, activities outside London, lots of things, sports and everything. So we prepare them to face their future. I just remind viewers that please like, share, and subscribe to this channel and help the channel to grow. I'm introducing my life with the YMCA. I have first of all discussed how I came to connect with the YMCA through my studies. And later on, when I came to the United Kingdom, I got this job at the YMCA as a resettlement officer. So that's where I got. So while I was at the YMCA in London, something did happen. Now I do work shift work at that time. So I have to start work at 7 o'clock, and so I have to get there early. And in the YMCA, we have, like I've explained, that they have refreshment centers and things like that. And this YMCA, we have restaurants where our young people can go and eat. They provide food for them because it's all included in their package. They provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner for them. So I did being I had being that I had gone to work early that day. This was in 2001. So and I just went 2001. It was during the September 11 attack in America at the World Trade Center. So I didn't know what was going on. So, but I started work early and I finished. I want to go down for breakfast at the restaurant. So I went down at the breakfast. My colleagues were already there sitting there because we do breakfast as team. And then I saw them watching this screen, and I stopped and I looked and I saw that that was now about 9 o'clock, going to past 9. I saw this plane just dive into the tower, and immediately I said, "This must be some sabotage," because I didn't hear what was going on. So my colleagues then said, "It's an attack." So I sat down there, we sat down there, and we began to listen. So behold, that was the second plane that went into the clock tower. So I would never ever forget that day I was and where I was when the 9/11 happened. I was there at the YMCA working. That's why the YMCA is the when Trump actually brought it to my memory, or it all came back to me. It all came back to me where I was when the 9/11 happened, and I would never ever forget. That was YMCA in my second uh, um, uh, uh, um, activity with the YMCA, being that I'm now working. I was first of all trained by the YMCA and now working for the YMCA using these very skills that the YMCA had taught me way back then in Africa. This information is very important because especially for young people, to know where to go when you need help and how to use the help you've been given. You need to have a dream as young people. Okay. So the YMCA has presence in about 120 countries. In Africa has about 17 national movements and regional headquarters in Nairobi. So you can see how YMCA is very important in the world, helping everywhere. Now, no other organization has been so, how I would say, popular than the YMCA. The moment you say YMCA, they know what it stands for. Okay. And that triangle symbol, and you would never ever miss that triangle symbol. Wherever you go, as you see the triangle, you know that's where YMCA is. So wherever young people are, be looking for the triangle symbol so you can go there and get help. Whether you are homeless, whether you are hungry, whatever problems you're going through, you go to the YMCA, you will find help there. Another thing I did, because it's a Christian organization and I'm a Christian, a born again believer, while I was at the YMCA, I made it a duty every Tuesday evening. I invite the young people, the youth, to come. So we have a quiet room. We call it a quiet room. Muslim people go in there to pray, Christian people go in there to pray. And so Tuesday, they know that between certain times, and a 1 hour program, between certain time and certain time, I'll be holding meeting with the youth. So we call it fellowship. And in that fellowship meeting, we will read Bible passages and explain what we discuss the Bible passages and explain what the Bible passage mean to us and to the young people. And also I had the opportunity to be ordering Bible, and the Bible I order is from the Gideon Bible Society. They would supply certain number, because in every room in the I think we used to have about 132 rooms in that YMCA hostel, and each room has a Bible. Each room has a Bible. It's up to you whether you want to use it or whether you don't want to use it. So now and again we get this Bible missing, so we put them in the quiet room where people will go, and during times when the quiet room is empty, they would read the Bible that is in there if they so wish, or if they just want to go and sit down there to, have a quiet moment to themselves, they are always welcome. So YMCA is a great place to be. And when I saw President Trump lifting YMCA up, I was so elated because, and no one would even believe that, um, knowing that I had that relationship with the YMCA, I could not even remember that June gone past was their 180th birthday. The YMCA was birthed on the 6th of June 1844. That's when it was birthday made it official that it's going to be for young people, for youth, to help them with social issues. Right. If anyone has questions, please do ask me. I will make sure I answer or leave it in the comment section. The YMCA global presence is in 64 million. The YMCA global presence is in 120 countries, serving 64 million people. Can you imagine? Can you imagine 64 million people are receiving services from the YMCA? And I can remember when I was at the YMCA working, I have young men from all over the world, some coming from war-torn countries. I used to help, and those were the difficult times for them because many come with mental issue and I have to deal with all that. And even I was abused, they will curse me, but I don't care. I was doing the job, I was helping them. So when those that I know that needed help, I will refer them to the team that is responsible for people suffering from mental health. Because when you come from a war-torn country, there is no way you're going to be in your sane mind. You always would need help. You would always need help so that you are stabilized. I can also remember whilst I was at the YMCA, a young man from Iran. Was he from Iran or Iraq? Yeah, I think it was from Iran. And I got a phone call from the police that this man was found in one of the tube station, has been slashing his hand and everything, and they've taken him to the hospital, and he gave my name as the support officer for him. So I contacted the hospital and they said they've treated him and they've discharged him. So I got his phone number and I called him and I said, "Where are you at the moment?" He said, "He's coming home." I said, "Well, that put my mind at ease, at rest, that he's okay to come home." His name, in, I wouldn't say his second name, but it was called Cameron. I took so much care of that young man, and he knew I was interested in helping him to get better. So throughout my work, it was quite stressful. It was quite, and sometimes I find it very, very difficult to unwind when I got home. Sometimes I can't even talk, discuss, or talk anything, say anything to my husband, neither anything to the children. I just want to be by myself and be quiet and just be, sort of rehearse in my head what's going on with these people and why is war happening in the world. That's why I don't like war. That's why, because the repercussion, the after effects of these people, it's not pretty. It's not pretty sight. So I am always thinking about the after effect regarding war. So that was one of the situations that touched my heart. And that then there was another guy while I was working at the YMCA. Because normally I do shift work. I work three different shifts. I work morning shift, I work late shift, I work night sometimes night shift. And one day I was in my office and they called me that the police is downstairs at the reception. So I had to go downstairs. And and the police spoke to me that if I know a certain gentleman. I said, yes, I do. And then they said, well, they've got a call that he wants to throw himself over the window. And so I had to go get to that young man as fast as I could. So I went there and I called him and said, get away from me, you black zitadada. So, and that didn't bother me. So I came away from the door and spoke to the police, and I said, this is what he's been very abusive to me actually. Then the police said, don't go there, don't go near his room, just avoid his room, we will deal with the situation. So the police went and they tried to speak to him to get out of his room to come so that they can take him to the hospital. So that was one frightening moment for me. And later on, this guy who had wanted to throw himself over the window, he became a very friendly person after he began to receive treatment. He became very friendly, and he even gave me a teddy bear. He even gave me a teddy bear, and that was very sweet and nice of him. So I want to read some of the countries in which you find the YMCA internationally. Okay, let me see. Did I get Africa? Okay, if I haven't got Africa, okay, sure, Africa. Okay, the international YMCA in Europe, you have there in Europe, Armenia, Austria, Albania, Belarus, Belgium, Bosnia-Herzegovina, well, forgive me for the pronunciation of uh, Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Denmark, England and Wales, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Georgia, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Kosovo, Latvia, Lithuania, Malta, Moldova, Montenegro, Nagorno-Karabakh, Netherlands, and North Macedonia. We have Norway, Portugal, Poland, Romania, Russia, Scotland, Serbia, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Ukraine. So these are the European countries in which you would find the YMCA, and they're doing well. They did very, very well, because to have YMCA link in all those areas, it does help a lot of people, because most of those countries have had war. Most of those countries have had war, and war brings a lot of disturbance to people's mind, and there are a lot of people who are disturbed, homeless, and displaced. So with YMCA, they know there will be some sort of help. Now we have the North America and the Caribbean. Aruba, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Cayman Island, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Norway, Portugal, Poland, Romania, Russia, Scotland, Serbia, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, and Ukraine. Those are the countries you get from the North America and the Caribbean. So, why? Okay. Okay. So we have the North America and Caribbean. These are the countries that have Jamaica, that have YMCA in them. So if you are in these countries and you are stranded, you find your way, you will ask for the YMCA, you might get help. We have the Jamaica, the Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, and St. Vincent. In South America, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Trinidad and Tobago, Uruguay, and Venezuela. That's the South America where you can find the YMCA. In Africa, Angola, Cameroon, Egypt, Ethiopia, Gambia, Ghana, Kenya, Liberia, Madagascar, Niger, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, which happens to be my country where I came from. That's where I first had a relationship with the YMCA, where I was trained. Then you have South Africa, Tanzania, Togo, Zambia, Zimbabwe. I've not seen them listed. Uganda, I don't actually know whether they did not want it, or whether their president refused it. See, I'm yawning. I'm very tired. Okay. Excuse me. Well, this is live for you. So we have Asia, Pacific, and the Middle East. These are the countries where you will find the YMCA that would help in issues. Australia, Bangladesh, Cambodia, China, East Jerusalem, East Timor, Fiji, Hong Kong, India, Indonesia, Japan, Jerusalem, Jordan, Korea, Lebanon, Macau, Malaysia, Mongolia, Myanmar, Nepal, New Zealand, Pakistan, and the Philippines. Asia, Pacific, and Middle East continue. Singapore, Sri Lanka, Taiwan, Thailand, Timor-Leste, Vietnam. The YMCA had brought a lot of social change to millions of people all over the world. And we thank them for doing that. But one thing I want to talk about is those who have taken the YMCA and interpreted it to mean different things. It's just like, and I read somewhere and they said that the LGBTQ has used the YMCA by the Village People song as their anthem. And I read that they said because it was it is because at the YMCA, that's where the gay people go to pick up young men. No, 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 no. That's a lie. That's the same lie they did when they used the rainbow color, the God's own what I would God's own mark for their own symbol. The pledge God made with the rainbow color, they used it for their own gay color. And it's despicable. And now they are saying the YMCA, a Christian organization, because the Village People sang this song, they are saying that it is because the gay people usually go there to pick up young boys. No, that's besides lie. Besides anything, it's a lie. Because I worked in the YMCA and I know that there were no gay people who were coming there. There were, in fact, the area where we were in the city, you would not be coming in and out. Our organization was well secured. Our front entrance and door was very secured. You don't have key, you don't come in. If they don't open the door for you, you don't enter. So how would they go and pick men from the YMCA? It's beside what people are trying to bring down the name of the YMCA. I would not agree to that. Now let me say, I want because of that nonsense, that rubbish that people are talking about, the Village People song, YMCA, I decide to write the lyrics so that people understand. I only will read 1 and 2, verse 1 and 2. The first verse says, young man, there is no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, because you are in a new town. There is no need to be unhappy. Young man, there is a place you can go. I said, young man, when you are shut on your door means money, you can stay there, and I am sure you will find many ways to have a good time. Many ways to have a good time, because we have activities, we have restaurants, we have events, all these things. That's a good time you will have when you go to the YMCA. So I don't see why people are using the YMCA as a gay center. No way. People stop bringing the YMCA down. And then the chorus went as far as to say, it's fun to stay at the YMCA. And you say that they said it twice. They have everything for young men to enjoy. We have table tennis. We have um, badminton. We have all these things because when I was working at the YMCA, we provided activities and stuff for young people. So there is no way anyone would say they are at the YMCA and they haven't enjoyed their time. They haven't had a good time, with the exception of their learning and their accommodation. And then the chorus went again. It's fun to stay at the YMCA, and the chorus is repeated again. You can get yourself clean. You have shower. There are um, shower cubicles, and those who do not have shower in their bathroom, in their bedroom, those who do not have bathroom in their bedrooms would have the will go down to the cubicle to have their shower. There is laundry room. You can go and do your laundry in the laundry room. So I am talking from first hand knowledge because I worked at the YMCA, so I know what it means when you work in the YMCA. And for YMCA to provide all these services, it is excellent to more than for all the other organizations that I have heard about. The YMCA is the best. So the course went, you can get yourself clean, you can have a good meal, you can do whatever you feel. Yes, we have restaurants. The fresh meal is cooked daily, 3 course meal. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can eat breakfast in the morning and go out, and when you come, there is evening meal. Those who do not go out will have lunch in the restaurant. So I don't see how people are bringing the YMCA down. Now, for the second verse, I will only read the second verse in this thing so that people know that it's nothing to do with gay or anything. Nothing to do with gay. YMCA is not where gay people go and pick their choice. No. So people should stop spoiling the name of the YMCA because of this village people's song. When the village people sing this song, they really explain what, if you listen to the lyrics, it's got nothing to do with gayness. Young man, are you listening to me? I said, young man, what do you want to be? I said, young man, you can make real your dreams, but just like I make my dream come true because I was trained at the YMCA. You've got to know this one thing. No man does it by himself. Exactly, you need help. I said, young man, put your pride on the shelf and just go there to the YMCA. I am sure they can help you today. Young man, I was once in your shoes. I said, young man, I said, I was down and out with the blues. I felt no man cared if I were alive. I felt the whole world was so jive. I don't know what is the jive means. Well, anyway, that's when someone came up to me and said, young man, take a walk up the street. It's a place there called the YMCA. They can start you back on your way. So that's, and then they went on to sing the chorus. So I just play this song. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause you're in town. There is need to be born happy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you shut off your door, you can't stay there. And I'm that's where we find ways to have a good time. Well, yes, there's a place you can go so you can have a good time. 180 years of the YMCA. The YMCA is a non-profit organization whose mission is to put Christian principles into practice through programs that build healthy spirits, mind, body, mind and body for all. So the YMCA celebrated their 180th birthday on the 6th of June this year. Congratulations to you, YMCA. Congratulations to everybody who helped make YMCA a success, and to all the people who actually stayed at the YMCA. Congratulations that made it a success. And thank God for the life of Sir George Williams. And one thing before I finished, they also had a college, George Williams College, in the area where I lived in London. And at some point, I wanted to do my further studies at the George Williams College, but they were not doing the type of subject I wanted to do, and in fact I said, well, before I go to college, let me just go directly. There's a route I can go direct to university to complete my master's. So, and I applied at the um, Westminster University, and I was accepted for my master's degree. So when I approached my manager and I said I would love to go part-time. I was still working at the YMCA. I approached my manager and I said, could I go part-time so that I can complete my master's degree? And my manager refused. She said, no, 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 you can't. I said, but this is to help with my work. And they were not the one going to pay for it. I was the one going to pay for it, but she refused. So I said, well, I hand in my resignation. That was the reason why I left the YMCA. Not because of anything. They were very, very good. But also, when I left, the chief executive contacted me and said, can you come and do part-time for us? By then, I had got another job with the social services department, and they have offered me a full-time pay with part-time work so that I can go and complete my studies as a community development officer, community development masters. So, and I said to my the chief executive at the YMCA, I said, how long would you want me to do the part-time with you? Because I did ask you first and you refused. And the chief executive said, well, let me give them about a month. And I said, okay. So I went back to my new job manager and said, well, I will start the full time with my new job, full time pay, part time, and college. And that's how I negotiated. So in everything in life, you have to negotiate. That's why I love President Trump. He negotiates for everything. When you negotiate, you can get what you want. So this is one good lesson that we should all learn. So I then kept going for a month with a part-time at the YMCA, and then the 3 days at the YMCA, 2 days at university. And then everybody, I was only asking for 2 days off. See how foolish some people are. I was only asking for 2 days off so that I can go to university. I wasn't asking for more. I was asking for just 2 days off, and I wasn't going to take pay for that 2 days off. And they refused me. That's why I left the YMCA. But the YMCA is a very good place to work because you get the satisfaction of helping the less fortunate. And and then when I finished my 1 month with the YMCA, closing my contract, I continued with the government department, social services, and I was working full time. And I was working 3 days a week, 2 days at university, which my manager arranged for me, and they paid me full pay. And then I was commissioned to write a paper on unmet needs. So I did write that paper, which was published. And so this is how you life is. When the door closes at one end, God opened a window where you can escape. So that's what my story is with the YMCA. So, and I I just play it once more for you. Young man, there's no need to keep down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground. I said, young man, cause your only time that is need to be unhappy. Young man, there's a place you can go. I said, young man, when you're short of your door, you can stay there. And I'm sure I will find ways to have a good time. So, there is no need to suffer. There is a place you can go. YMCA is the place that people can go and get help. So we just want to thank Sir George um, Williams. There are not many people who have that thought in their mind. And I want to say that it's not only men the YMCA help, they helped families, they helped young people, they help even people. They have hotels where ordinary people can stay, even if they are not refugee travelers. We have different sections where one side for refugees, one side for homeless people, and another side for travelers, those who are visiting a country on for conferences. So yeah, so they stay in the hostel, and so they're doing a marvelous and wonderful job. So may you have a peaceful night rest. And also, I know I started early, and yeah, I don't want to be feeling tired to speak to you. So, my guest, I hope you enjoy this YMCA and me, and do have a pleasant and wonderful week. God bless you. I love you. Do like, share, subscribe, and comment if you can. I love you.